Hello, welcome to my channel. I've got a lot of stuff to show you, but I'm not just going to show you things, I'm going to show you how to make certain things. I've got these paper bag gift sets. I've started selling at a local craft shop, so I thought I had to come up with something rather quick, and I hope this is rather quick and not real, expensive to make and easy to sell. And I'm hoping this is going to be good. I haven't started yet, but the owner of the craft shop really likes what I've got here. And I thought, well, I'll share it with you because you can make these for all kinds of occasions. And you can use any pictures that you have, graphics. These are all my own graphics, but you can use any graphics that you may have, and you can use up scrapbook paper. Mostly the big ones are made out of 12 by 12 scrapbook papers, and inside I've made, from the leftover from this one sheet, I've made a scrappy pad that goes inside, and I've done a different picture. But I've made, I cut some paper, put it in there, and I also made a little card that will go inside. So whoever gets this set and gives it to someone else, they can write a card or a note. I was going to do a big card, but that would take forever, and I don't have forever. I want to do a lot of sets and be able to get them done quickly and enjoy the process. And I do enjoy this process. These are from my cats of postcards and tags is in my Etsy shop. So here's one set. As you can see, I've done a lot of sets. I've been busy, and I like to stay busy. And I also went to the other extreme of making a bag that looks like a purse. That's what I really wanted to do, make a bag that looks like a purse. Now this tag or picture is attached. It doesn't come off, and these are some bridal appliques that I have. And these are graphics that I have called dresses and doors, because I did doors to go with them. And on the back, I made a pocket. And in the pocket, I put just a tag instead of a card. Just a tag because I wanted to decorate it up, and it can be written on. And then I made a scrappy pad that goes with it. So these can definitely go inside the bag, but I thought it looked pretty like that on the back. And you can open this up and put the scrappy pad in. You could put jewelry in here. You could put homemade cookies. I don't know if you would with this kind of a design. This could be a bridal thing. You could put a very, very fancy card in there for a wedding, for an anniversary, for a birthday. And whoever gets it could hang it on their wall or in their bedroom and have a good memory. So I had fun doing that. Let's see, I'm going to have to put these aside as I do them. Now this one I did out of vellum. This is a bag. This is the front, and I put a little smaller flap, and then I added a lot of the wedding appliques because I have a ton of them. I'm always cutting up wedding gowns. And then this is a scalloped edge from a wedding gown. And then I made a card. And the insides here I also have in my shop for graphics, because I like to do cards, but I like to do something inside that's decorative as well. I don't like to hand somebody a real pretty card on the front, nice and fancy, and then blank paper inside. I don't really think that's the best way we can do it. So I made those inside insets, I guess you could call them, for a card. And then but you could also, because this is vellum, you can take this card and stick it right inside, and it can show out on the outside, so they can keep it nice, and it shows through the vellum. Not real good. This is a thicker vellum, but it's there. You can see it. You could put some notes here. You could put some little candies here. I mean, you can use your imagination. You can also put this in a journal, and that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. I definitely want to do a wedding journal for myself, and I was thinking I would like to put this in a journal and write down where my dress was purchased, for how much, and so on and so forth. I mean, this is not the actual dress, but close enough, right? And then in here, you could just I would do a flip out, you know, so flip over. Or somebody, this would make a very nice gift. What I did with the handle, I used lace trim, and the pearls were not attached to it, but I had pearls, and so I attached them here and there, you know. I had a free, you know, the two separate pieces, but I don't know, it flopped too much for me. So I started attaching that to the lace, which it works out fine. So that's this one, and this is for the journal ladies. This would also be for the journal ladies. What did I do with that? What did I do with that tag? Oh, it turned over on me. This would make a real nice journaling tag inside. This would make a real nice page. You know, you wouldn't have to make it into a bag. You could make it into a page. There's always things you can do. Always. And I dyed this trim here with fabric dye. I like to do that. And then these kitty cats. A lot of you have seen these kitty cats. These are a new collection. And inside here, I have, now on these cards, I did make them blank inside, because they're really not like greeting cards. They're to and from, just a note, you know, to give this to you. And here is the pad that goes with it. And these could be birthday, anniversary, congratulations, you know, anything with a cake you can do. So that's that one. And there's this little cutie cat here with some hand-dyed Venetian trim. And we have some of them I matted. I put extra paper. I used a lot of papers, much paper as I could. And I also used my lace trim from wedding gowns that I hand-dyed. And some lace here. These are removable as well. What I did was, and I will show you how to do it, I put 6 pieces of paper that are doubled together, and then I stapled them together, and then on the back of the pad I put double-sided foam tape, so that when you're done using the pad you can rip that out and you easily, and then put in another pad of paper. Just fold paper in half and staple it, put your double-sided foam tape down, and you've got a scrappy pad. So you don't have to throw this out sometime. You can use it over and over. You can stick it in your purse. I didn't put handles on these 12 by 12, and they ended up being 6 by 7.5. You can make them smaller. You can't make them any bigger. That's the size they're going to be. And then this is from my Cool Cats. And I really had a time decorating this because it was so different. But I had this paper from, I want to say, at least 10 years, from my scrapbooking days. And I thought that it went well with this cat. It was just trying to get it all together and make it work. And I finally did. And the back is just plain. So inside, I did a scrappy pad with the cat, and it is removable. They all are. I made my own checkerboard, black checkerboard. I just put some paper up here, ripped it. I didn't have enough black lace, and I thought, well, that's okay. It's a good variety. And then I used that print again for the card. And I had this flower for a long time. These are all going in my craft booth in town. And then I just put a piece of paper inside because I did the black for the card, for the base, and so that they can write on it. And this is an applique, and actually I think it goes okay. You know, I was gonna put a black flower on there, but I didn't have any. So that's good as reason as any not to put a black flower on something you don't have. And this is another kitty cat from the from the same collection this one is in. And she's real pretty. Oh, excuse me, I gotta take a drink of pop. It's so dry. At least it's not humid, so I'm not complaining. We've been in the 90s the past couple days. I'm not used to that kind of heat. And here I just went kind of overboard with the appliques. Now remember, these are bags that you're going to give as gifts. They don't necessarily, they can go in a junk journal, but they don't have to. I'm thinking more gifts than anything. And so you can decorate them, is what I'm saying, with appliques and ribbons, all your extra pieces that you don't know what to do with, little pieces. I have been having so much fun using up all my old paper. I have so much paper, and I have a lot of 12-inch paper, cardstock, and it's working. It's working fine. Now here I really wanted the blue to be shown, so I inked up the inside of the blue and put that. So there's 3 different kitty cats there. I think we're done with the cats. And then we have, oh, one more cat. One more cat. This one, I've been wanting to do this kitty cat for a while. And I added some buttons, and I used a bridal flower, some seam binding ribbon, an applique, and I love to just rip paper and add that to it, ink it or not ink it. Let me see if I've got, yeah. This one I didn't rip, I just cut, and same here. So you can do them all different ways. There is one that I just finished that I did a couple different, yeah, if I can find it. Okay, well, I can't find it. But anyways, oh, I know what it is. It's this one. This is a, what do you call her? Mermaid. Okay, I have a mermaid collection on my website, and this is great for little girls. And I made it smaller, so, you know, if you give little girl, like, you can make it a purse. I didn't put the straps on because I forgot. It's just that simple. But see how I ripped some paper here, one color, and I ripped paper here. Checks, stripes, and dots. They're great for accessorizing, for complementing, for secondary. When I was growing up, my mother said you never wear and put stripes and dots together. And you cannot wear plaids. I mean, she was all wrong about that. Her favorite color was white. What do you see in the color of white? I see nothing in white. I love the aquas, the blues, the pinks. I love all the colors. White is an accent. So you can use plaids and dots, anything you want, stripes for accents. They're great with prints. That's what she always said, you never put them with prints. Ha! That was not true. And so I added some fabric that I had. This is netting that had these flowers on it. And netting that had these silver things on them. I had a ball going through my stuff that I haven't used in the journal, that wasn't in my themes that I've done yet, and I've got quite a bit. So I had fun going through, pulling things out and using them. And this little seahorse is in the collection, and I think I will ink that blue because I like the look of that. And then this is another one of the mermaids that's in the collection. And I just ripped some paper, and then I added some of this fabric here, netting, and then I did the checks inside, and this, they're all removable. And I really like that idea because then you don't feel like, you know, you're just wasting pictures and fabric and stuff. They can go inside, but I didn't put them inside. I do want to, probably before I take them up to the craft shop, I'll probably put the straps on them. So, okay. Now I showed you the Raggedy's last video, but now I've added I've added the scrappy pads and the cards, the little cards, so that you can write, you know, anything you want to, from, I love you, thank you. Any of these can be written in and used. And I don't know if I showed you this one or not. I don't think I did. I think I just made this. I went hog wild with the material because I love to ruffle and rip and tear, and I love buttons, and so I wanted to do something different with these. And I had this hanging around. I've had these are from the Dollar Tree probably for 5 years. And here I had stripes, and there's little tiny hearts in the background, as you can see. I had this ruffle for a long time. I don't use red a lot, so it was good to get rid of. I didn't have a lot of choice, let's put it that way. It was good to get rid of some of the stuff that I did have left. And then inside I put a little note card and a little scrappy pad to go with it, even though I didn't rip the paper, but it's a scrap pad. Okay, so same with this little girl. I did put a little bit of a handle on there, and I'm thinking for a child's birthday, or you know, you want to give them some candy or cookies or whatever. And this is the, oh, I didn't put the paper in here, but you can see it's just paper folded in half and then decorated. Stripes, dots, plaids. Are you rolling over in your grave yet, Mother? You probably have a few times since you've been gone. But anyways, and here is another one. And did I make a card? Yeah, card's in there. Try to keep it all together here, what I'm doing. A little scrappy pad. Just added some lace and some trim, buttons. I have this baker's twine forever, so now I'm using it with the pads. And I can use the button here and put the baker's twine there. I keep the back pretty plain because nobody's really going to be looking at it. And your little card. And then the bears. And I'm pretty sure I showed you all the bears, but I'll show you again quickly in case I didn't, because I can't remember from one day to the next. Okay, these bears, I put some lace back here and some applique and some fancy threads and trim. It's plain in the back. And then this is the little card I made to go with it, and the little pad. The other thing is you can use up these flowers. I have a ton of them, so I'm happy to use them. And then I just rip paper and cover up the staples. Okay, and here we go. Here is the pad. Here is the card. And this one could actually be a bridal or anniversary because it does look old. And I'm going to have to put some centers in here because those are falling out. And I just put a flower up there. And then I did decorate this card. Oh, no, it's a scrappy pad, and I didn't put the pad in there yet. I'm going to have to check these all real good before I take them up to the store. They'll come up and go, what the heck's wrong with this woman? She doesn't know what she's doing. So, and I made the card to match. And this was another print. It's not the same one, but something different. You can really have fun. I mean, your kids can help you with this. You can get rid of a lot of remnants, a lot of appliques, a lot of pictures. If you don't know what to do with all the graphics that you have, this is what you do with them. I mean, Christmas is coming, but these are great for birthdays and anniversaries and special occasions. And if you don't know what to get someone and you don't want to spend a lot of money, these are just adorable. I mean, the craft woman, the owner up there, she just went nuts. She wanted them all right away. She wanted to buy them all. So, so I'm going to show you how to do them. I do have a bag tutorial out that I did last year. I think around, oh, I don't know, maybe in October. But this is different because it's 12 by 12. I am going to show you with the 8.5. You will need a scoreboard, a trimmer to cut your paper with. I also use this a lot. It's my corner punch. And I have decided I am going to make a bag with these prints that are in my cat collection. Okay. Bag. One of these will be a scrappy pad and one will be a card. Now, when I make the big bag with the 12-inch paper, what I do is I take and I make my print, you know, whatever picture I'm going to use. I make it 3.5 or 4 wide, and then the rest, whatever, just follows automatically. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this and put this over here and show you the first thing that we do. The first thing you want to do is fold your paper in half. And you want to do that accurately. So come up to the top corner and then push down right there. Don't go all the way down because it's going to go crooked. Come down to the bottom corner and push down. Okay. Then go to the middle because these are already down, and push down. And then just start pushing up and pushing down. And then take your bone folder. If it's homemade or whatever, it doesn't matter. And you fold it like that. You fold it in half. So it's folded in half. And I am going to show you how to make the one with the flap. But first of all, we're going to cut this. Well, should I cut it? First of all, we'll do one without the flap. That's the easiest one. So the first thing you do is, because it's 6 inches, it's 12 inches long, and we want it about 8 inches. We're going to cut off 4 inches. And that will be our notepad. So you'll get a notepad and a bag. So there's your notepad. So I will put one of these prints on here. And that's the only cutting I'm going to do with that right now. Then I'm going to take my score pad and I'm going to line it up, and it lines up nicely. And I'm going to score it to be 5.5 inches wide. So that's 1/2 inch you're going to take off. And be careful when you go down to score it that you don't get out of the line and go somewhere else, because it's easy to do. That's the long ways. Now we're going to do the bottom of the bag, and we got to turn it this way. And we're going to take a 1/2 inch off of here. So just find your 1/2 inch mark and go down. Do it a couple times because this is cardstock. I am using cardstock. Then you want to open it up, and you should have score lines here and here. Now this is the front of your bag, going that way. And the first thing we want to do is find this X right here. That's where you scored. And we want to cut right in the middle of that X so that you have that. Then we're going to come over here in the center and we're going to cut that. And then because we have made this like that on a slant, we want to do the same over here because that's what's going to show in the back, so that you have a tab that looks the same, you know, here and there. And then the easy part, we're going to cut off this part that is scored. So we're going to go here, just follow your score line, cut it off. Same here, try to be straight. You can use your trimmer, your cutter if you want to. Then we're going to go back and fold this over. Alright, fold this over. You're going to fold this, and you see that's going to be, you're going to glue this down, but before you do, make sure you try this flap. See, sometimes you need to take a little out. See how that wasn't, I didn't take enough out. So I'm just going to take like 1/8 of an inch out of here, just so that it folds flat when I fold it. I don't even know if that was 1/8 of an inch. It was like a hairline. And you have up to 1/2 inch before you're going to have a problem, because this goes up 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch wide. So, I mean, you can take a lot off, but I wouldn't. All right. So, now we have this folded down. And we're going to glue it right here with the hot glue, like so. Push that down a little bit. Fold that over. Glue. And then you're going to do the same with this. And glue. There you go. And there, my dears, is your bag. There it is. That's it. That's it. You can decorate it. You can add handles to it. You can do whatever you want to do. Finding the picture is ultimate. It's the best idea. And then if you want to rip, you know, I don't really need to show you how to rip, I don't think. But if you've never done junk journaling, maybe you don't know, but I'm going to do this real quick. I'm just going to rip my paper. I love to do this because it works. I mean, you can do it, and it just gives it a good look. You can ink it if you want to. All right, let's see. You can add lace. I'm not going to decorate it, all right? I just want to show you how to make it. But look at the difference already. It's just brightened that right up and made it decorative. And you could just leave it like that, and that'll be fine. Okay, so we're done with that one. Now, for the scrappy pad, I forgot to bring the paper over. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What you need are 3 sheets of 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper. Copy paper is fine, whatever kind of paper you want to use. What did I do with that? There it is. Okay, you want to take your note. This is, I consider my notepad, my scrappy pad, and it is 4 inches wide. Don't know if you can see that or not, but it is 4 inches wide. And so I want to cut my paper a little smaller, and I'm going to use 3 pieces, and I'm going to cut 2 of them at the same time. And when I'm doing this, I cut 2 at a time, 2 at a time, 2 at a time, you know, if I'm doing a lot of them. And you'll get two note sheets out of there. I'm going to do them 3 3/4. I'm going to keep 1/4 of an inch. I might even go a little closer down. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 of them. 3 3/4 because I want it to be a little smaller. And yeah, I do throw that away because I have so much paper. I figure I just can't keep everything. 3 3/4. Now the other thing is to open up, stay there, open up your scrappy pad and see how long it is. It should be 12 total. Yeah, it's 12. So that means that your pad, this part here is 6 inches long. So you want to make your paper about 5 inches or 5.5 inches. So you fold it in half, and you can do 2 at a time of these as well. And put it on the 5.5. Oh, that comes just about perfect. So I'm going to make it 5 1/4 for the heck of it. I like less length on there because when you put it all together, it just starts jamming up and you got different lengths coming out. Okay, so 2, I use 6 of these. So I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch off. That's all I need that for. Then I'm going to put them together. 2, 4, 6. Well, I messed up on one of them, and that's pretty normal for me, so I don't know if I need to go back there and fix that. Probably. I won't do that now. I'll do that later. I won't bore you with that. Then what you do, there you have your 6 situated. You have them all together, right length, the right width. Staple the top together. And take your double-sided foam tape. Now, just pretend this is the front. The picture is on the front. I usually decorate it before I put the pad in. It's easier for me that way. I don't know about anybody else. And what I do here, I get this at the Buck General, $1.25 store, no longer dollar store. Open it up. I don't put this right at the top because you can't put your pad right at the top. It won't close right. And I use a certain pair of scissors, these are Teflon, to cut the foam, the double-sided foam tape, because it does have adhesive on it. And I've ruined scissors cutting it before with just my paper scissors. The foam, the glue got so, you know, gunked up on there. There was so much of it, it wouldn't cut anymore. So I have these. These are Teflon coated. Hopefully that won't happen to these, but I don't know yet. So you take that off. Now you want your staples down into the foam tape. And what I do is I come down here and look and make sure I'm not too far down away from the, and I just put it in like that and it's in. Then I take a piece of this paper and I cut it. Let's see what the heck. No, I'll do it this way. I'll do this and this. And I'm just doing this really fast. I mean, I would be a lot more careful. And then I use my art glitter glue, which I'm not going to do because I'm going to take this tablet out and fix it because of this. I don't like that. But if you did, use your art glitter glue or whatever glue that you like to use, and then pull it down and you have your tablet. Okay, so now to make a card, what I do for the card, which is really simple, is I usually I'm just taking a piece of scrap paper here. I don't care that it's coordinating. I'm just going to show you how to do it. And I cut it 4 inches this way. Because usually with my graphics, it depends on the picture, whatever picture you're using. With my graphics, that's 4 is good. And then if I want to mat it, I still have room, or I'll make it wider. You can see that's just barely enough room. And then I decide about where I want the fold to go. And it looks like this one is going to go right about here. And I will score it, fold it, and then I will put a little pencil mark on there because, you know, I don't like to cut with my paper down. I just feel like I could cut into something, and if anybody's going to do it, it would be me. Anybody. It would be me. Absolutely. Oh yeah, if anybody's going to mess up, it's going to be me. Okay. Just so I can make it 100 times over. I have a habit of doing that, unfortunately. Alright, and then I take my corner punch, little guy here, and I punch my corners. All 4 of them. I punch my picture. And then I glue it together, and I have this cute little card that can go inside the bag. And, you know, I mean, I would decorate this. I'd probably put a piece of this under here, and it wouldn't be on this color because there's really, it really doesn't match. It's just what I picked up that I had over here. So that's what I did. Now I'm going to show you the one with the flap going over. And I'm going to show you with the 12 by 12. First thing I'm going to do is come up here and find my very top and pinch it. Come down to the bottom and make sure that's even and pinch it. And then in the center. And then I'm going to work my way front and all the way up and down. And I'm not going to cut this at all because I'm going to leave a 4-inch flap ability, if there is such a word. Okay, so I'm going to score at 4 inches up here. I love score pads because they're very helpful. All right, I'm going to score 4 inches because that's where I'm going to fold down. Now with a paper like this, it's sad that I've got to take off some of it, but I've got to. Okay. And then it's going to be tricky, but you're going to take off a 1/2 inch. If you've got a big score pad, it's not going to be tricky. If you got a little one like I do, it's going to be tricky. But you can do it. You can do it. All right, where is the 1/2 inch now? Yeah. There we go. Okay. We're still going to do a 1/2 inch here at the bottom. We're not making it at it. We could make it bigger, but we're not going to. Just for the sake of not going to. All right. Now, you open it up, and you do the same thing. Find your X, doesn't matter if you find it in the front or you find it in the back, and clip that. Clip the center bottom this way and then this way. Okay. And we're going to fold over here. And you're going to remove that afterwards. And we're going to fold this up. Okay. And we can, this print is ridiculously hard to see where the score lines are, so that's why I'm folding it. So that way I have a better guide. I can see what the heck's going on here. Okay. So we're going to cut these two pieces off again. The score. They come off completely. And here. And you're going to cut this off. This one here, because you don't... Oh wait, am I cutting that off completely? Let's see. I'm cutting this off completely. Alright, I'm cutting this 4-inch piece off here completely. This is the back, remember. You leave the flap on the back and you cut the front off. Even though this looks like the front, am I still recording this? Okay, yeah. Even though this looks like the front or the back while you're making it, because you're going to see this on the back, it is not. It is the front. This is the back. This is the front. You don't need this. You need this. So you cut this off completely. You fold this over because you scored it. And then, before you put it all together, if you want to take off a couple inches, you don't want it that big, that's what you do. If you want to also, I'm just saying, if you want it that big, you can shape it like that. You can also die cut it, whatever. So here we go. I'm going to see if this, I might take some more off of here. I like to do that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my glue gun. You can use art glitter glue. You can use any kind of glue you want. I'm doing this for the sake of fastness, quickness. Then I'm going to do this. Now if you decide you don't want that flap, you've got the flap, you might want to take a little bit off. Yeah, I needed to take some off there. You should check that too before you glue everything down. Well, I'll leave that there for now. But anyways, you can take off as much as you want. Just put it in your trimmer and take it off. And then decorate. There you go. I think I'm going to put it in the trimmer and I'm going to take a couple inches off just to show you how easy it is. I'm going to take 2 inches off of here, which leaves me 2 inches. And there's my flap. So if you wanted to, while you were making this out of a 12 by 12, if you wanted a bigger back, you could take off, you could go up, say you want 1 inch, you could go up 1 inch and leave this with 3 inches instead of 4. You can adjust the measurements to whatever your needs are. So I hope that explained it all. And tomorrow night I'm going to be doing a drawing for my lace box giveaway. And for all you that are in my Facebook group, you know what that's all about. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow night for the grand prize of a big box of lace for all the entries. And I thank you for joining me today. And I hope you will have fun making these gift bag sets. And they sell great at craft shows if you're a crafter. And if you have graphics And if you don't, I have a ton of them you can buy from my shop. The link will be below. But if you do, like me, I mean, we've got millions. Let's use them. And the stuff that you can't use in a junk journal, you could probably use on a paper bag. I mean, seriously, you can have a lot of fun. If you like dogs, if you like cats, if you like bears, if you like gowns, whatever you like, you can use on a bag and make it beautiful and use it for something, you know? So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you're not a member of my Facebook group, I'll leave the information below. And I hope you will join me there. And thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you in the next video.